Have you ever been playing Gorilla Tag and you realize how bad you are at the game? Well, me too. So there are 4 main things I'm going to be teaching you in this video. Ground, branches, walls, and then one of the most important things I'll say at the very end. So stick around for that. So the first skill I'm going to be teaching you in this video is ground. Here, this is a bit of a preview. So if you want to get good at ground, the first thing you want to do is identify your dominant arm. Most people are right arm, but if you are left arm, then you want to use your left arm to go farther out. What I mean by this is that if you're looking in front of you, your dominant hand should be in front, reaching out, and then you're pulling yourself like that. Your other hand is just constantly pushing back like that. And it looks like this. And the longer you're touching the ground, the better. So you want to do long, fast strides. So as TTE Pig has said many times, in Gorilla Tag there's a max velocity. So if I go like this, that's as fast as I can possibly go in the air. But if I go like this, it's however fast my arm is moving. So you want to be touching the ground at basically all times. So now that ground is covered, next thing is branches. Branches is a bit of a harder one because it takes a ton of practice to get right. But there are 2 main ways to get good at branching. The first way is just learn routes. So you can look up routes online, what to do. On YouTube, you could go from this branch to this branch, or get off this, go over here. There are popular routes. I tend to do a lot of routes, but what you want to do is mix it up a bit. Because if you're just going in one order over and over, then someone is bound to catch you eventually. So to be good at freestyling, you need one more thing, is game knowledge. So basically you want to know where each tree is at and which ones are the easiest to scale. Like this one right here, very good for scale because it leads to other roads. So you can do different things like different branches and all that stuff. So now that you have branching down, the next thing you want to do is walls. But I just have a quick intermission. First thing I want to say is subscribe because I'm so close to 500 subs. Also down in the comments, name him. I don't really have a name for him yet, but the top comment is what I'm going to name, unless it's like a sentence. Okay, back to the video. So this is generally where you're going to learn walls. This wall right here. I think there's a better way to start. Now this may be a weird place to start, but it's stump. At stump, when you're right here, you want to practice that straight up motion. Because when you're on the wall, if the wall is curved and you're pushing straight up, you're always going to go straight up. If you go diagonally, you'll go up. If you go this way, you'll go down. Always whichever way you're hit. So you just want to practice that smooth, straight up motion like this. And after you've practiced that for a while, you're ready. Now, after you've gone around stump a couple times, you want to go to this wall. And at this wall is very useful because it just right away after you wall run here, it goes into any branching route you can imagine. So if you learn to wall run from here to, let's say, this branch, instantly, 4 options. First option, go to this branch and just start going this way. Another option is going off this wall and branching this way. There's many different things you could do with this. So the next thing you want to know on walls is verticaling. So verticaling is very similar to wall running, except you're supposed to stay on one specific wall. You're basically just going straight up the wall. There are many ways you can do this, but there are 2 main ones. The first one is short, little hits. The second one is long strokes. So if you're doing long strokes, then it will take longer for you to get up, but it's more controlled. But if you're doing shorter hits, it's much faster, but also much more sporadic. So you don't exactly know what's coming. These things do take a lot of practice, so do not feel discouraged at the start. You just gotta practice. And one big thing to remember is the best way to practice is in public lobbies. Be running from a lava monk and then just hit a random juke, and then you're gonna automatically get better at it. Now, Lucioing is not something I'm gonna cover in this video because I'm not even particularly good at it. But you just wanna start by verticaling and then adding your other hand. That's all I can really say because I'm not particularly good at it. So now that you're done with walls, there's one more thing. I know it does not sound right when you're being competitive, but Gorilla Tag is a social game. So if you're bad at being social, then you're bad at the game. Crazy. So just respect everyone else in the game, even if they're not particularly at your skill level. And just remember, everyone else in the game is a person. Treat them like they are. So if you found this helpful, please subscribe because I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers, as I said before, and goodbye.